Supporters, loyal alumni, the many friends of Meharry Medical College, and distinguished guests. I am Billy Ballard, Chair of the Faculty Senate. On behalf of our faculty, I'm delighted to welcome you to our campus as we officially begin this 24-25th academic year. My long career as a professor, I have witnessed numerous changes, but one thing has always remained consistent, is our unwavering dedication to our students. This commitment drives our daily work as we support you in your academic pursuits. Students, on behalf of the faculty, we assure you that our unwavering support as you embark on this new academic year. We believe in your potential and we're here to help you succeed. Study hard, sharpen your skills. Remember that every accomplishment you achieve will contribute to your future success, regardless of your chosen field. Today, as Chair of the Faculty Senate, representing the schools of medicine, dentistry, graduate studies, applied computational science, and global health, I welcome you to this campus and to our 149th Convocation, and to declare the opening of the 2024-25 academic year. We'll follow the program as presented. Thank you.
Those who are able, will you please stand for the invocation. Let us pray. Almighty and eternal God, we thank you for this day that we have never seen before and will never see again. We thank you, O God, that we have all come here from various walks of life, from various spaces around the world. That we have come to this place to gather, this sacred space of learning and service, seeking your presence, wisdom, and grace. We give you thanks for this rich legacy of Meharry Medical College, a place that has been a beacon of life and hope, healing, and opportunity for many doctors and generations. We thank you for the visionaries, the ones who laid the foundation, and those who have carried this mission and its steadfast dedication. Lord, we ask in this moment that your blessing be on every individual in this place, students, staff, faculty, and guests. For the students, we ask that you grant perseverance and intellect, compassion as they prepare for the next generation of leaders and heroes. We ask for special blessing on the faculty and the mentors, that you endow them with wisdom to guide and the patience to inspire, to strengthen and shape their lives in integrity and care. Now, God, we ask that as we embark upon this convocation, that your guiding hand is upon each and every person here. We ask that you activate our senses so that we can see your mighty works. Activate our ears, O God, so that we can hear a word from you today, that we are
James Hillrith, the proud president and CEO of Meharry College. I want to welcome you to this 149th opening fall convocation at Meharry College. This is my 10th convocation as president. 2 of them were virtual during the pandemic. Now I'm as excited to preside over this convocation as I was my very first. The new academic year is always an exciting time of anticipation for what the year will bring. New knowledge, new skills, new colleagues, and new friends. The energy brought to the college by a new cohort of students always provides a lift to the whole campus. I again welcome our new students to the campus and welcome back the existing students who are already members of the Meharry family. To begin the program, I'd like to introduce the platform party behind me. Our speaker today is the CMS Administrator, Ms. Shakita Brooks LaShore, Executive Vice President and Provost, Dr. Jeanette Southpaw. Where's Jeanette? So they know who you are. Our Senior Vice President for Institutional Advancement, Dr. Juan Magruder, the Chaplain, Reverend Robert Hall, Bethany Harris, Class of 2025, the Pre-Alumni Association President. We have our Grand Marshal, Dr. William Davis. We have the Chair of our Board of Trustees, Dr. Nelson Adams III. We already met our Faculty Senate Chair, Dr. Billy Ballard. Then there are the deans of our schools. Dr. Sonia Harris Hayward, Dean of the School of Medicine. Dr. Sheree Farmer, Dean of the School of Dentistry. We have from the School of Graduate Studies, Dean Dr. Mary Lindsay. From the School of Applied Computational Sciences, the founding Dean, Dr. Fortune Slaughter. The Dean of our newest school, School of Global Health, Dean Dr. Daniel Dawes. We want to welcome and thank all of you. I'd also like to recognize some very important guests.
set your path to achieve. There is a higher theme here to embrace. There is a more important, rewarding pursuit. So that if you did meet yourself 50 years down the line, he or she would look at you and say to your current hopes and dreams, see, I've lived worthy of your vision. I fought a good fight, I finished my course, I have come to faith. For those new students, for your healthcare careers, that starts here. This is the start of your journey. For those of you who are in mid-course to your degree, don't grow weary in well-doing. Don't grow weary in your study. Find yourselves a renewed spirit and press on. For those of you in your last year of study, enjoy it so you can look back on it with joy. For all of you, study to show yourselves the work of who has no need to be. Meharry's, we are so very proud of you. We're behind you. We pray for your success. Good luck in this coming year and to all here at this convocation. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, welcome. Thank you so very much, and may God bless you and keep you, is my prayer.
Good morning again. Dr. Hildreth, Board Chair Dr. Adams, Administrator Brooks LaShore, faculty, students, and all here today. I'm Jeanette Southpaw, and I'm the Executive Vice President and Provost here at Meharry, and I'm extremely honored to be a part of this institution. I've often thought that the Provost holds an interesting title. I don't think I knew anything about this when I was sitting in seats as you are today. It has a different meaning at different institutions. A quick check of applicable definitions would simply say, a senior administrative official at the college. Doesn't tell you much, does it? It's just that you got a lot to do. When I saw the Grand Marshal, Dr. Davis, carrying the mace during today's procession, I thought, you know, maybe I need one of those. That'll help people know I do things here. In my life, I've been a military officer. I've practiced medicine. I've served in higher education at other institutions, and I served on the Board of Trustees here. But what I do as provost carries a specific charge and has a direct bearing on the quality and standing of programs offered here and the caliber of education the students receive. This is actually one of the most demanding and rewarding positions of my long career, and something I take very seriously as a responsibility given by God. All that is to say, with Meharry's profile nationally and in the world, with Dr. Hildreth's visionary leadership, with the support of our board, students, I have the fullest confidence in our programs, in the deans, the wonderful deans we have who lead them, in the faculty who are so dedicated and work so hard, and the staff who carry them out, without which we could do none of these things, and in you, who chose Meharry to establish your healthcare careers, particularly for you first-year students who applied to Meharry in a very competitive environment and who are beginning here this fall, or have already begun. I want to congratulate you. You were accepted to this amazing institution with a legacy bar none, and here you are at this most auspicious of beginnings. I want to specifically acknowledge the one-year anniversary of the tragic conflict still underway in the Middle East, and the disproportionate loss of life, homes, and security on tens of thousands of civilians in Gaza and in Israel, as well as in conflicts in Sudan, Ukraine, Haiti, and globally that don't get very much press because it's happening all around us. As we fulfill our motto, worship of God through service to mankind, may we remember this suffering and our vigil that will follow this ceremony. And so here we are today, on behalf of all who are part of this institution, all who call themselves Meharrians, all who are part of this nearly 15-decade heritage, and what we will accomplish going forward. Welcome to this 149th Convocation. And my mace is on order. Thank you.
Good morning. Dr. Hildreth, Chairman Adams, and of course our speaker today, Administrator Brooks LaSure, our faculty, our students, and of course our generous alumni, our generous donors and distinguished guests, all of our visitors today. I welcome you here. I'm Juan Magruder, and I am Senior Vice President of Institution Advancement here at Meharry Medical College. And I just want to extend, as well as others, my offer of welcome and greetings on behalf of my staff, my amazing staff, and welcome all of you to this 149th official opening of the academic school year. So, many of you may not know, but I've been here for about a year now, and I've gotten to know so many of you over this last year. Many of you I haven't, but be sure to know that I'll get to you. But more important, I've gotten to know a number of students, and I'm really, really looking forward to welcoming and knowing this class even better. I want you to know that today, there is a mutual admiration for your journey by the faculty and staff and others that welcome you here today. We know that your mentors and your faculty will really see you do amazing things and accomplish amazing things even as you leave here as alumni. But the academic year ahead of you is what we really welcome you to the most this day. I'd like to turn my attention now to our donors and supporters. You know that what it takes to get through school these days is very, very difficult. One of the most challenging things in the academic academy today is the financial burden that takes place for students. So I want to turn my attention to the donors and supporters that we have here today. I want to make sure that you understand and appreciate that we are tremendously grateful for your unwavering financial support for this institution's mission. And of course, it is to indeed send caring healthcare professionals into the world that we know so much needed, that Dr. Southpaw just described. Really, your generosity makes dreams come true. And while you're doing that, you're also alleviating such a strong financial burden that our students tend to encounter as they pursue their academic education. And so we are appreciative of you. And with that said, what I'd like to do right now is, if you are in the audience and you support students through scholarships, named scholarships, or in any way that you contribute to this institution for the benefit of students, I'd like you to just stand. Would you? All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. And hold on. If you could continue to stand, if you don't mind, those of you who can. And the students, if you are benefiting or have benefited in any way from any kind of academic or financial support, that is, by this institution, would you please stand as well? Okay. Yeah, look to your left, look to your right, and give them a round of applause for their support. You may be seated. Thank you so much. So, to those of you who have established again and continue to establish scholarships for our students, again, I just want to stress how genuinely grateful we are for your support. And I know you will continue to support these students in many ways. And not only for their academic pursuits here, but more importantly, as they leave this place and continue to impact countless people and countless communities here in Nashville, in the state of Tennessee, throughout the country, and indeed throughout the world. And so once again, on behalf of all of us here at Meharry, I want to welcome you to this 149th Convocation, and thank you again for your kindness and generosity. Thank you.
Good morning, President Hildreth, Chairman Adams, our speaker for today, Administrator Brooks LaSure, deans, faculty, staff, alumni, friends, family, and students. My name is Bethany Harris, a student in the inaugural Physician Assistant Sciences program, a member of the class of 2025, and this year's Pre-Alumni Association president. On behalf of the students at Meharry Medical College, I would like to join in welcoming you to this year's 149th Convocation. I would like to begin by stating that as a student in the inaugural PA program, I am in awe at the program's aim to contribute to the rich legacy of Meharry by producing physician assistants equipped with the ability to practice culturally competent care and demonstrate a commitment to service. Committed to a collaborative, patient-centered approach, I cannot imagine a higher honor it'll be as a Meharry PA graduate to work alongside a Meharry physician who is a part of the same culture, the same spirit, and the same heritage as me. To those students who are new to Meharry, welcome and congratulations. I want to encourage you to lean into your Meharry experience, embrace servant leadership, and take with you as much as you can. To those students returning, continuing on this academic journey, we know this moment marks the beginning of another year of studying as Meharrians. Each fall convocation offers us a fresh opportunity to bring our best efforts towards our chosen paths, a new start as we press toward the mark for our own higher callings so that we can become the healthcare leaders that the world needs now. With that, when circumstances seem challenging, I want to remind you that to whom much is given, much will be required. To our professors and our mentors, we pledge our best efforts as we embark on this academic year, committing to honoring the spirit of excellence going forward. To President Hildreth, our chief cheerleader, Chairman Adams, administrators, Meharrians, thank you for the work that you do to help us succeed. And to the donors present today, thank you for the resources you provide, which allow us to continue a life of service through the worship of God. Again, thank you and welcome to the 149th Convocation.
Good morning. President Hildreth, Chairman Adams, and our speaker, Ms. Brooks LaSure, faculty, students, alumni donors, distinguished guests, and those viewing these ceremonies virtually. I am Dr. Sonia Harris Haywood, Dean of the School of Medicine, and it is my pleasure to welcome our new faculty members to Meharry Medical College. Please stand as I read your name. Bolani Agunde, MD, Assistant Professor in the Department of Family and Community Medicine. In her absence, we celebrate her today. Dr. Britt Stone, MD, Assistant Professor in the Department of Internal Medicine. Okay. In her absence, we celebrate her today. Thank you.
Good morning. Dr. Hildreth, our speaker, Ms. Brooks LaSure, Chairman Adams, faculty, students, alumni, donors, and friends, guests, and visitors. I am Dr. Sheree Farmer, Dean of the School of Dentistry. I have the honor of welcoming our new faculty members. Please stand as I read your name. Dr. George Butler, Assistant Professor in the Department of Restorative Dentistry. Dr. Julie Hull, Instructor in the Department of Restorative Dentistry. And Dr. Ruthie Jimerson, Assistant Professor in the Department of Restorative Dentistry. In the Department of Endodontics, Dr. Garfield Batchelor, Assistant Professor. In addition, we have a few additional faculty who have recently joined us. Would you please stand? Thank you.
President Hildreth, our guest speaker, Administrator Brooks LaSure, Chairman Adams, faculty, students, alumni, donors, guests, and visitors. I am Dr. Mary Lindsay, Dean of the School of Graduate Studies, and I am proud to present our new faculty members. Dr. Michelle Still, inaugural chair of our Department of Applied Education. Thank you. You may be seated.
President Hildreth, our guest speaker, Ms. Brooks LaSure, Chairman Adams, faculty, students, alumni, donors, guests, and visitors. I'm Dr. Fortune Mhlanga, Dean of the School of Applied Computational Sciences, and I'm proud to present our new faculty members, those that have been board approved and also those that have recently joined us. Dr. Lubna Pinky, Assistant Professor of Biomedical Data Science. Dr. Shumit Saha, Assistant Professor, Biomedical Data Science. Dr. Graham West, Assistant Professor, Data Science and Computer Science. Dr. Lee Chen, Associate Professor, Data Science and Computer Science. Dr. Pushpita Chatterjee, Assistant Professor, Data Science and Computer Science. Dr. Sajid Hussain, Professor and Chair of the Computer Science and Data Science Department. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. President Hildreth, our guest speaker, Administrator Brooks LaSure, Chairman Adams, faculty, students, alumni, donors, guests, and visitors. I'm Daniel Dawes, and I have the distinct pleasure of serving as Dean of the School of Global Health. This is Meharry's 5th School of Global Health, and I'm proud to present our new faculty today. So, in the Department of Public Health, and I'm going to actually ask everyone if you just stand and then raise your hand. I'm going to go through this really quickly. But Leah Alexander, Dr. Leah Alexander, Associate Professor and Chair of the Department of Public Health. We have Whitney Barnett, Assistant Professor. Dr. Alisayan Britt, Assistant Professor. Dr. Venetia Brown, Associate Professor. Dr. Cha Kwang Chen, C.K. Chang, Professor. Dr. Michaela Cook, Assistant Professor. Dr. Chioma Kas Osoka, Assistant Professor. Dr. Dexter Samuels, Professor. Dr. Elizabeth Stewart, Assistant Professor. Professor Robert Taylor, Instructor. Dr. Mohammed Tabatabai, Professor. And Lisa Walker, Instructor, Professor Lisa Walker. Thank you all. In the Population Health Department, we have Dr. Michael Caldwell, who's in the back. Dr. Wansu Im, Professor. Dr. Fazil Khan, Professor. And Dr. Celeste Phillip, Professor. Thank you. And in the Political Determinants of Health Department, we have Nelson Dunlap, Assistant Professor. Dr. Alicia Holloway, Assistant Professor. Dr. Angelita Howard, Assistant Professor. Dr. Rosemary Nabawisi, Associate Professor, and Dr. Karen Wingfield, Professor. Thank you all so much. You may be seated.
It is now my honor to present to you our speaker for the occasion, Shakita Brooks LaSure, Administrator for the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. In this role, she oversees an agency with approximately 6,000 employees and is responsible for a budget of $1.4 trillion. That's 1.4 with 12 zeros behind it. You can let that marinate for a minute. And the programs that she oversees includes Medicare, Medicaid, and the Children's Health Insurance Program, also known as CHIP, and the Affordable Care Act. Insurance marketplaces are all within her purview. She is a former policy official who played a key role in guiding the ACA through passage and implementation. Administrator Brooks LaSure has decades of experience in the federal government, including the Obama administration, the Department of Health and Human Services, the Office of Management and Budget on Capitol Hill, and in the private sector. As Deputy Director for Policy at the Center for Consumer Information and Insurance Oversight within the Centers for Medicaid and Medicaid Services, and earlier in the Department of Health and Human Services as Director of Coverage Policy, she led the agency's implementation of ACA coverage and insurance reform policy provisions. Early in her career, Administrator Brooks LaSure assisted House leaders in passing several health care laws, including the Medicare Improvements for Patients and Providers Act of 2008, and the ACA itself as part of the Democratic staff for the Ways and Means Committee in the U.S. House of Representatives. She began her career at the Office of Management and Budget, coordinating Medicaid policy development for the Health Financing Branch. Her role included evaluating policy options and briefing White House and federal agency officials on policy recommendations with regard to the uninsured, Medicaid, and the Children's Health Insurance Program. In 2023, Modern Healthcare named her the most influential person in healthcare, and Time magazine included her in 100 most influential global leaders in health. Brooks LaSure received her Bachelor of Arts in Politics from Princeton University and her master's degree in public policy from Georgetown University. She is married with one daughter. It is now my honor and privilege to present to you CMS Administrator Shakita Brooks LaSure.
Good morning. Can you hear me okay? Is the mic in my face? As my husband and daughter often tell me, I'm the shortest in the family. Is that okay? Great. Thank you so much, President Hildreth, for that very kind introduction, and even more so for the invitation to be here. Meharrians, students, faculty, and staff, congratulations on the start of the 2024-2025 academic year. The spirit in this auditorium today is undeniable. Graduations are exciting, but Convocation is truly inspiring as you come together to mark the beginning of a new academic year and prepare yourselves for success. I'm so honored to join you on this special today. It's a celebration of new beginnings, of taking the first step, even when, to paraphrase Dr. King, even when you don't see the whole staircase. When I started my graduate studies at Georgetown University, I can assure you I did not know that I would one day oversee the healthcare coverage of nearly half of the United States. But I did know that I wanted to make a difference. Dr. King said, we take that first step in faith. And nowhere is that truer than here at Meharry Medical College. You're driven to a higher calling, the calling to serve God through service to mankind, as the Meharry motto proudly states. Whether through direct clinical care or broader public health policy, helping others stay safe and healthy is truly a sacred calling. Your hard work and dedication this year will immensely impact the health of tomorrow's communities, helping all people in their pursuit of nothing less than life, liberty, and happiness. Your service to all humankind and your dedication to helping people, no matter what they look like, where they live, or how much money they have, is the faith you embrace as you embark on this academic year. Student life has many ups and downs. One day you ace an exam. The next day you might accidentally sleep through your alarm. But every one of your days here at Meharry, each step on the staircase, must be in faith towards that higher calling. For those of you who will be helping people in direct clinical settings, the product of your hard work will be nothing short of an everyday miracle. A Black child anxious about her flu shot will find comfort in a doctor or physician who looks like her. A person suffering from sickle cell disease will get relief from debilitating pain thanks to the compassion and care of a medical professional who is able to reflect back those experiences. And for those aspiring to serve in professional roles as data scientists, policymakers, advocates, thought leaders, your work will be just as impactful. You'll engineer the technology that solves real-life healthcare problems affecting people in underserved communities. You'll have the data and the perspective needed to meet people where they are, advocating, for example, to strengthen behavioral health services for children by providing those services right inside their schools. Whether you meet them in an exam room or you create policies that impact their communities, the people you serve will have better health and peace of mind. They'll thrive in their communities. They will not be left behind. Across our federal healthcare programs, what I like to call the 3 M's in CMS, Medicare, Medicaid, and CHIP, and the health insurance marketplaces, I've seen just how critical it is that healthcare professionals and policymakers reflect the faces of America. And I see those faces as I look at all of you today. Only 5% of our country's physicians and dentists are Black. Of those physicians, 10% are Meharry graduates. Nearly 30% of Black dentists come from this institution, and some 20% of Black people with biomedical PhDs, they graduated from Meharry. When I heard these statistics, they blew me away. You should be proud of the legacy you begin building today. I know you are proud of the faith it represents because I know you are proud Meharrians. Our country is now grappling with the legacy left behind by the COVID-19 public health emergency. COVID showed us how essential, how complex healthcare has become. It showed us how persistent health disparities can be, even when policymakers, companies, and advocates genuinely try to focus on underserved communities. We must work together to improve our healthcare system, not just in times of crisis, but right now, so that we are better positioned for the future. Your new academic year begins in a profound moment of unprecedented innovation and evolution in healthcare, especially as the lessons learned from COVID become clearer. I'd like to share these lessons, my lessons, for building back a stronger healthcare system for the future. First, lesson 1, pay attention. This one is especially for our future clinicians. Everyone you will meet and everyone you will treat will have a story. President Joe Biden once said that great leadership is about making it personal, putting yourself in another person's shoes. This is also true and important in high-quality healthcare. As CMS administrator, I travel outside of DC every chance I get, meeting the people we serve. I know from their stories that we must all work to strengthen the care they get. I hear their stories, like the person with a diabetic foot infection. He went to a doctor, he went to get his lab work, he went to a specialist, they didn't have his lab work, so he went to get more lab work. He was shuttled round and round. And he did not get better until someone asked him about his life and what he ate at home. He did not get better until someone paid attention to his story. My first lesson for you today is to remember it is not a disease or a set of symptoms that walked into your office, but a person with their own unique story. Remember that medicine is about caring as much as curing. By putting yourself in the other person's shoes and supporting all their healthcare related needs, you can help them to truly become well. As you know, the modern Hippocratic Oath reads, "I will remember that there is art to medicine as well as science, and that warmth, symphony," kept saying symphony, "sympathy and understanding may outweigh the surgeon's knife or the chemist's drug." Pay attention, remember, remind yourself that they have a story that is not yet complete. Now for our second lesson, do your homework. This one is especially for those of you pursuing degrees in global health, computational science, and research science. Inequities in healthcare don't just occur face-to-face in exam rooms or on operating tables. Through generations of structural racism, the information we collect about people doesn't always tell the whole story, and the decisions that we make based on that information may be flawed with bias. As Meharryans, you are uniquely positioned to change that lens and transform the way we care for people. Here at Meharry, future data scientists, policymakers, advocates, and industry leaders study alongside future doctors, physicians, and assistants, and dentists. Your education is steeped in a mission to advance equity, not just through compassionate care, but also through innovative research and thought leadership. And here at Meharry, you reflect the diversity of our country. To strengthen the care we give and to ensure that care is meaningful to the people we serve, we must measure what matters and continue the work of examining and evolving existing policies, algorithms, and assumptions. In other words, we have to nail that homework, from defining what matters to ensuring that it is measured efficiently and usefully, to identifying the gaps in care. It is the catalyst for making real, tangible change to healthcare. Our third lesson today is not about the health of others. It's about your own health. I'm calling this lesson, Mind Your Elders. I do not want to leave you with the burden of having to solve all of the world's inequities in the healthcare system. I want you to know that taking care of yourself, mentally and physically, is as important as the work you are doing. As my mother says to me from time to time when I am overwhelmed, you must put on your oxygen mask first. Just as powerful as writing papers and studying for exams are the wisdom of mentors, the love from family, and the support of friends. We all have people who shape us, who guide us, who lift us up. The grandparents who paid for us, the parents who remind us you won't know until you try, the professors and the mentors who inspire our aha moments. My third lesson is as fundamental to the future of healthcare as the first two. Honor these people and their support of your health. Keep them in your minds and hearts, just as you do the people you serve. Their faith in you is their higher calling. These are the people who instilled in me a desire to make sure that our lives are meaningful by working to improve the lives of others. I would not be the leader today that I am without them. I hope you will indulge me. My speech originally only had 3 lessons, but as I flew here to talk to you today, I realized that my favorite lesson is a lesson that isn't quite so appropriate at a graduation, but it is appropriate and perfect for a convocation when you all are starting. And that is to mind your relationships. So I get asked all the time, how did you get this job? How can I move forward in my career? And what I tell people over and over is that work has already begun. It's about the relationships. It's about the way that you have been and the way that you need to operate. My colleague here, who I learn quite a lot from every day, reminds me that Maya Angelou said, remember, people remember how you made them feel. I have people who report to me, who used to be my bosses, who used to be my colleagues. I have, in my previous jobs, had people who I had hired who then were my clients and helped make sure I was a success. The people around you, your classmates, these may be your peers in your career for the rest of your lives. And when you're at school, sometimes you can focus a lot on your academics, you can focus on your internships. But remember, the relationships are just as important to your long-term success in life. I am not where I would be today without my friends, my family. They have encouraged me at my first step and many of the other steps along the way. I still look to their wisdom and support as I oversee, yes, a $1.4 trillion agency. It is a vast responsibility, and I'm going to take a moment to tell you about our agency and our role to make positive change. Today, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, or CMS, covers over 160 million Americans, nearly 1 out of 2 people in this country, through Medicare, Medicaid, and CHIP, and marketplace coverage. Even broader than our coverage, the agency touches the lives of all Americans because we regulate the health and safety of hospitals, nursing homes, and thousands of other facilities across this country, and develop the quality measures by which they are judged. CMS's programs are powerful tools to improve the lives of Americans, including those of Black America. Enrollment in healthcare coverage is the foundation of addressing health inequities. It is necessary, but not sufficient, to making sure that we can get care for diabetes, cardiovascular disease, cancer, so many of the conditions that take the lives of Black Americans disproportionately. As you all know, it is critically important to get the preventive care before we need it, just like the screening for all the conditions I mentioned, recommended vaccines, and regular checkups. Our programs are not just important because of coverage, but also because the healthcare system evolves based on what we decide to prioritize. It was the power of the Medicare program that desegregated hospitals in this country. That's a great reminder of how health policy can drive broader change. As administrator, I've worked to embed health equity into our programs and our daily work at CMS. Our mission is akin to yours at Meharry, advancing health equity through expanded access, innovation, and excellence. We are working hard every day to defend people's right to affordable, high-quality health care. And that means making tangible, measurable change. For example, we're tackling our country's maternal health crisis, which is disproportionately impacting Black women, women of Native cultures, and women living in rural areas. We're pulling all of our levers to close the gaps in health outcomes caused by systemic barriers. We're taking bold steps to continue to work to embed health equity across our programs, payment rules, and quality measures. And I can assure you, CMS is learning too, learning to pay attention, to do our homework, to mind our elders. There is so much work to be done. Your dedication, your compassion, your brilliance, and your leadership are needed now more than ever. To quote Dr. King again, greatness is determined by service. Meharrians, keep climbing. Keep your faith and remember those lessons. It's going to be a great year, and I know you will rise to greatness with every step. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you all. So before Administrator Brooks LaSure leaves the podium, we have a little something for her to take home with her. Yes, we do. Shakita Brooks LaSure, for your exceptional leadership, outstanding advocacy, and long-standing dedication to health equity that serves as an inspiration to students enrolled at this institution and many others, for your passion for and commitment to improving the health and well-being of individuals and communities, and addressing primary healthcare needs through programs in education, research, and service. Meharry Medical College is pleased to present to you this honorary Doctorate of Humane Letters. Congratulations, and thank you for all that you do. We will now recognize students whose academic excellence has earned academic awards and prizes, merit scholarships, and induction into honor societies. Students on the Dean's List will also be recognized. The Dean of each school will now come forward in the order presented in the program to introduce those students who've earned honors in various categories from their respective schools. The criteria for these awards and the names of students who've earned them are listed beneath each school's heading in the printed program. Dean Harris Haywood will now come forward to begin the recognition process.
Thank you. President Hildreth, I am so pleased to announce the outstanding students in the School of Medicine who worked in the past academic year that qualifies them to receive recognition for outstanding academic performance. Will the winners, all of the winners, of the Academic Achievement Award and prizes in the School of Medicine please stand in place to be recognized? I'm going to ask you just to remain standing for a minute. We are proud of you. I am proud of you. It's been a tough year, tough 2 years, but we are getting there. So thank you for working hard and achieving everything you've achieved this year. Please be seated. Will the Merit Scholarship and Honor Scholarship winners in the School of Medicine please stand to be recognized? Okay. Again, I am grateful for all of your hard work and for everything you do to maintain excellence here at Meharry. I am looking forward to having the opportunity to continue to work with you. Please be seated. We are so proud of these young scholars and the future physicians who are advancing the tradition of excellence in the name of this great institution. Please, faculty of the School of Medicine, acknowledge them today and let them know how proud we are of them. Thank you.
President Hildreth, the School of Dentistry is delighted to recognize the dental students who have demonstrated outstanding work during the past academic year. Will students who earned Academic Achievement Awards please stand in place and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Will the Dean's List students in the School of Dentistry please stand in place and be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated. Will Merit Scholarship winners in the School of Dentistry please stand? Thank you. Please be seated. Omicron Kappa Upsilon is the National Dental Honor Society. Will students who received an O, K, or U, we are watching you letter at our spring Turpin Memorial Heritage Lecture please stand? Thank you. You may be seated. Congratulations to all of you for your hard work, your dedication, and your commitment. Mr. President, the School of Dentistry is proud of the young scholars we are publicly citing with honors today. Congratulations to you all. Thank you.
President Hildreth, the School of Graduate Studies is pleased to introduce the outstanding graduate students for their work in the past academic year and who are recognized today for their outstanding achievements. Will student winners of academic achievement awards and prizes please stand? Thank you. Please be seated. Will the Dean's List students in the School of Graduate Studies please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated. Mr. President, we have now met students in the School of Graduate Studies who are among our best and brightest at Meharry Medical College. Thank you.
President Hildreth, Ms. Brooks LaSure, Board Chair Adams, faculty, students, alumni, donors, guests, and visitors. The School of Applied Computational Sciences is proud to present these students who are recognized today for their outstanding achievements over the last year. Will students who earned academic achievements awards please stand in place and be recognized? Will students on the Dean's List in the School of Applied Computational Sciences please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated. Mr. President, the School of Applied Computational Sciences is pleased to present these young scholars to you today. Thank you.
President Hildreth, the School of Global Health is a new school that has just begun this year. But our public health program was moved from the School of Graduate Studies over to our school. And these students have been doing great work for a while now, and I'm proud to present these students who are recognized today for their outstanding achievements over the last year. Will students who earned academic achievement awards please stand in place to be recognized? Our public health students, yes. Thank you. Please be seated. Will students on the Dean's List in the School of Global Health please stand and be recognized? All of our Dean's List. Thank you. Mr. President, the School of Global Health is pleased to present these young scholars to you today. Thank you.
Microphones are a bit tricky today. Every year, Meharry considers nominations of faculty members for the Distinguished Exemplary Teaching Award. Faculty members are nominated based on their exemplary teaching, service to students beyond the classroom, and commitment to a student-centered education. The Distinguished Exemplary Teacher Award for academic year 2023-2024 goes to Alberto A. Raines, PhD, MD. Dr. Raines, as you can see, is quite popular with the students, and for good reason. Dr. Raines joined the Meharry faculty in 2022 and serves as a unit director, also serving on the pre-clerkship, curriculum, faculty service, and peer faculty review committees. Dr. Raines' passion for course topics makes for an excellent model for academics through teaching modalities including independent thought, group interaction, group facilitation, and topic application. These techniques were essential in engagement and learning, especially for our first-year medical students. Students tell us that Dr. Raines emphasizes communication and understanding between students and faculty, with students reporting what they look forward to in Dr. Raines through emails on exam preparation. Students also said that Dr. Raines always strives for improvement, that when something works well in the classroom, not only is it used for next year's students, but Dr. Raines also endeavors to make it better. Dr. Raines created weekly extra help sessions for students during difficult units. He would see a need and find a solution for his students to be successful and undertake the responsibility of piloting that program. Students cleared their schedules to make time for Dr. Raines' sessions. That it was a positive collaborative experience, allowing them to work through practice problems and correct misunderstandings. Dr. Raines' achievements are a result of passion for learning, improvement of community, and speak greatly toward Dr. Raines' character and competency. He walks truly in the spirit of Meharry. Listed among Dr. Raines' many achievements and examples of dedication to Meharry and the national community is a pending $1.5 million grant from the CDC. Yes. Dr. Raines is described by his colleagues as fitting of the mold of ambassador for exemplary teaching. Dr. Raines, it is truly a pleasure to recognize you today as a 2024 Distinguished Exemplary Teacher. Congratulations. You might want to come and get this. It is now my honor to acknowledge the accomplishments of 3 Meharry alumni whose distinguished service to professions of medicine, dentistry, and biomedical sciences have brought national recognition to their alma mater, Meharry Medical College. The first Distinguished Alumni Award to be presented today is the Axel C. Hansen, MD, Class of 1944 Distinguished Physician Award. This award is given to an alumnus of Meharry Medical College School of Medicine. Dr. Harris will come and join me to make this presentation.
The recipient of this award models many of the qualities that have made Dr. Hansen, the former chair of the Department of Ophthalmology and medical director of the George W. Herbert Hospital, an outstanding physician, leader in his discipline, and a stellar representative of Meharry's mission and values. has had many accomplishments in the School of Medicine, and we are pleased to recognize, to present you Alex C. Hansen, MD, 44 Distinguished Peer.
Thank you.
Thank you. It is indeed my honor to receive this distinguished award. I'm very privileged and grateful to be here today. I congratulate all of these students today. I remain inspired, hopeful that your success continues. I want to leave this one message to always believe in your inner sense, your inner vision, and to always keep the faith, and to recognize that all persons are of value. Thank you for having me today, and I appreciate Meharry and all the great luminaries that come before us that allow us to be here today. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon.
Our next award honors the distinguished career of one of Meharry's most esteemed dental alumni, the late Dr. Charles Fielder, former chairman of the Department of Operative Dentistry and Dean Emeritus of the School of Dentistry at Meharry Medical College. Dean Farmer will come and make the presentation.
Dr. James E. Tyus. Will you please join me at the podium? The Fielder Distinguished Dentist Award is presented to an alumnus who has demonstrated leadership and personal commitment to Meharry's mission of teaching, research, and service through the exemplary practice of dentistry. This year's Fred C. Fielder DDS Distinguished Dentist Awardee is none other than Dr. James E. Tyus, class of 1978. For these and your many accomplishments, for your 47 years of dedication as a faculty member in the School of Dentistry, I am pleased to present the Fred C. Fielder DDS 60 Distinguished Dentist Award to you, my friend, my colleague, my former teacher, Dr. James Tyus.
Well, protocol has already been set. But to my classmate, Board Chairman Nelson Adams, class of 78, I'm a witness that every time I turn around, the Lord keeps on blessing. And all I can say is, to God be the glory.
That's all right. Our next award honors the memory and legacy of the late Harold D. West, PhD, who was the first African-American president of Meharry Medical College, appointed in 1962, and the only full-time chief executive of this institution whose earned doctorate was in biomedical sciences, not dentistry or medicine. Dean of the College of Graduate Studies, Dean Lindsay, will come and present the award.
Thank you. The Harold D. West Distinguished Biomedical Scientist Award this year goes to Dr. Glenn Simmons, Jr., an alumni of, you can clap. Dr. Simmons is an alumni of the 2013 class. He's an assistant professor at Cornell University College of Veterinary Medicine in Ithaca, New York. He obtained his bachelor's degree from the University of South Florida and his doctorate from Meharry. At Meharry in the Center for AIDS Health Disparities Research, he worked under the tutelage of Dr. James Hildreth, a name we're familiar with, and his dissertation focused on understanding how host factors regulated HIV-1 replication in myeloid-derived cells. Over his career, Dr. Simmons has trained in virology, immunology, cancer epigenetics, and lipid biochemistry. He's worked in collaborative teams to build capacity in the African heritage community to find community-centered strategies to eliminate health disparities. His experiences have enabled him to investigate underlying mechanisms of cell biology and develop novel methods to address emerging public health needs during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Simmons Cancer Biology Lab focuses on understanding how lipid metabolism regulates the immune system response to cancer cells. His team uses three-dimensional bioprinting and advanced immunological assays to address treating solid tumors. Through overcoming challenges, the Simmons Lab will significantly reduce disparities in treatment outcomes among cancer patients. Dr. West skillfully and courageously led the institution through the turmoil of self-assessments and forged a consensus on academic renewal that included a strong research component. The recipient of this award has demonstrated leadership and personal commitment to our mission of service through exemplary practice in the biomedical sciences. The recipient of the 2024 Dr. Harold D. West Distinguished Biomedical Scientist Award is Dr. Glenn Simmons, Jr. For these and many other accomplishments, I'm very pleased to present this award to him. Thank you, Dr. Simmons.
Whew, somebody cutting onions. All right, it's good to be home. It's always such a joy to come back and to see all of these faces that just feel familiar, even though I don't know you directly. I feel like we're family because this is Meharry, and that's how we roll. All right, I've traveled to many places over my career thus far. That's not been as long as some of my compatriots today, but I pray that it is fruitful and continues. One bit of advice that I got from the man behind me that I want you all to maybe take with you, and I'll get off the stage, is that the journey is always going to feel just a little bit scary. It's full of uncertainty, but if you let what you know, the known, lead you into the unknown, you're going to be all right, okay? And that's how I started my laboratory. I took the little bit of knowledge that I got and the confidence that I got from the loving environment that is Meharry Medical College, and I took that with me to Cornell, and I'm going to continue to try to enrich the lives of those who are training under me. And hopefully, if any one of you are interested in biology, cancer, or lipid metabolism in the future, we can find a way to collaborate, because again, once you're in this family, it goes beyond these doors. It goes across the entire globe. So continue to do good things, continue to stay prayed up, and I'm just so happy to see you all today, and I'm going to go over here and try to wipe my eyes, okay? All right, thank you so much.
So before we conclude, I want to recognize the passing of one of the great trustees at Meharry Medical College, Mrs. M. Inez Crutchfield. Mrs. Crutchfield served on the board of trustees for 31 years, from 1985 to 2016. She rarely missed a board meeting. For her body of work and community service, Mrs. Crutchfield received numerous prestigious awards and recognition, including the 2019 Joe Kraft Humanitarian Award presented by the Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee. It's presented to individuals who have made life better for others through hard work, bold dedication to service, and faith in the human spirit. She was appointed Emeritus Trustee in May 2016. Ms. Crutchfield will be missed by the Meharry family, especially by the Board of Trustees. This concludes another opening session in Meharry's long history. Another convocation is in the books. I certainly want to thank Administrator Brooks LaShore for her inspiring words and advice to our students. Can you give her another round of applause, please? I do want to acknowledge someone who joined us, who's not here at the beginning. It's former Senator Brenda Gilmore, who's here with us today. Senator, thank you for being here. I'm always pleased to have my boss, the chairman of the board, Dr. Adams, join us for these occasions. I also want to thank our platform guests and all of you for taking part in today's convocation. It's been a great summer for Meharry Medical College, particularly when it comes to philanthropy. As you all know, funding for HBCUs has always been a challenge. The infrastructure we have for doing what we do is somewhat limited and sometimes, quite honestly, not all that it should be. But philanthropy has sustained us in many ways, certainly has supported our students. I'm sure most of you have heard about the amazing gift that Bloomberg Philanthropies provided to the 4 HBCU medical schools. $600 million, the largest single gift ever HBCUs. Meharry Medical College benefited to the tune of $175 million of that $600 million. And we are I do want to point out that when Mr. Bloomberg was explaining why he does what he does and his generosity to HBCUs, there's something he said that stuck with all of us who were present in the room. That when he was a young boy, he watched his father, a white Jewish man, write checks for the NAACP. He wondered, why would his father do this? Mr. Bloomberg reported that his father, when he asked the question, answer was, discrimination against anyone is discrimination against everyone. That's why I do what I do. And that was really powerful for all of us who were in the room. The $175 million was on top of the $34 million that we received earlier from Bloomberg to provide $100,000 of debt reduction for 280 of our medical students, which was an amazing gift altogether. Yes. The $175 million gift is truly transformational for us. It's going to almost double our endowment to more than $350 million, which is a great thing. This gift acknowledges in a material way the important role that Meharry has played and will continue to play in bringing diversity to healthcare, public health, and biomedical research. It will ensure that Meharry's legacy of training exceptional physicians, dentists, scientists, public health professionals, and others will continue for many decades to come. While the Bloomberg gift has captured the attention of media and many others, I do want to point out that we've had smaller gifts, sustained gifts over many, many years from our alums and others who are friends of the college. We certainly want to thank them as well. I do want to also acknowledge two special groups with us today. There is something known by presidents of universities. As the faculty goes, so goes the institution. What are you trying to say, Mr. President? Those folks, will you all please stand? The faculty. Stand, stand, stand. Meharry is what it is because of the dedicated commitment and focus of these individuals who are standing. I just want to say thank you for what you do. Okay? Thank you. Another special group that you may have noticed are individuals walking around with, I don't know what color that is that y'all are wearing. These are the lantern bearers. They're the official greeters from Meharry Medical College. And I want to thank you all for your service today in making our guests feel welcome. And students, you know how much I love telling stories. I'm going to make a new tradition of telling you a Meharry story every time I get in front of you. And this story is to remind you of something I told you, especially the new students at orientation. You may not think that one person can change the world. As my pastor would say, I stopped by to tell you that you can. So let me just tell you one quick Meharry story. In 1946, the governors of 16 southern states, all white men, got together with the white president of Meharry Medical College, a dentist at the time, Dr. Dawson, at a resort in Florida for the purpose of making Meharry Medical College a multi-state public institution so that the white governors of those states could send their black students to Nashville to keep their institutions all white. They created something called the Southern Regional Educational Board, which some of you may have heard. It was created for the sole purpose of making Meharry Medical College a multi-state public institution so that the governors of those 16 states could keep their institutions all white. What they didn't count on was a young lady in Baltimore, Maryland, teenager named Esther McCready, amazing student, straight A student, wanted to be a nurse. She applied to University of Maryland School of Nursing, and they rejected her overtly because she was black. She appealed in court, lost her case, but decided to take it to the Court of Appeals. And a future justice of the Supreme Court took her case, and with the help of Thurgood Marshall, she won her appeal. University of Maryland School of Nursing was forced to take her, which blew up the plans of the 16 governors and the president of Meharry Medical College. There's one young lady who decided that she would not be judged by the color of her skin. Her dreams should not be shaped by those men. That's why we're standing here today, Meharry Medical College being a private, faith-associated institution. So I'm so thankful for the courage of one, the incredible power of one. So my message to you all today is follow your passion, whatever it is, and you can, as one person, change the world. Is that all right? So now that my sermonette is over, we can close out these proceedings. And now the Meharry Choir will lead us in the singing of the Alma Mater. After that, Reverend Hall will come and give the benediction, and then proceedings will be done. So, thank you all so much for being here today. Appreciate it.
Strong
Let us pray. Almighty and wise God, we thank you for what our eyes have seen and for what our ears have heard. We thank you so much for the inspiration that has been planted into each and every heart on this morning. As we conclude this sacred convocation, oh God, we give you thanks for the call that you've placed on each and every student and faculty member in this place. We ask for your wisdom, your grace, and your strength to accompany us into the future as these healers and leaders embark upon their journey of medicine. May they carry with them the legacy of excellence and of compassion and service that Meharry Medical College represents. Let them be beacons of hope and healing hands to the broken, voices of justice and advocacy to those who are without. Grant them the perseverance, O God, through trials and humility in triumphs and unyielding faith in the face of their adversaries. Let their knowledge not only heal the body, but, oh God, let it touch the soul, reflecting on your love and your light as they will always do. Now, oh God, as we leave this place, but not from your presence, may the strength that you give us sustain us, the power that you give us preserve us. May your hands protect us. May your way direct us. And your purpose dwell richly within each and every person here and watching online, guiding our steps towards healing and wholeness for the sake of this community and for this college. May the love of God go with us this day and forever. We pray this prayer in faith. Let us all say together, amen.
The 149th Convocation has now concluded. Please remain in your seats until the party and recessional leave the auditorium. Thank you.